Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Putback podcast. Did you miss us? Because we
It's
missed you.
it's been a
Uh,
while.
yeah, missed last week's episode because Tyler was kind of dead. I was kind of dead. It wasn't a fun time.
And the
Um,
week before that, Cole was dead.
yeah,
So,
we
yeah.
recorded that day. I was just like
Oh
having
yeah.
a long drink. Yeah. Anyway,
You're right.
so we got some good topics to get into today. We have our predictions from 2 weeks ago. Our records there. We have new predictions to make.
I don't have those records. I can find those records, but I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that this week. There's no point in
Oh,
going
wait.
back and it's 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Way to go, man. Way to go.
It's not like we were that wrong. Let's
I
be
don't
honest.
remember, dude. Uh, and then
Maybe
we
it's
have
all
my
crossed now.
question. Then we have my questions for the man, the T-Fish. Oh, by the way, I'm Tyler. Yeah, I'm not Tyler. He's Tyler.
That's Tyler.
I'm
I'm Cole.
definitely not Tyler. Oh,
What's that supposed to mean, brother?
I mean, Tyler's a giant, and I'm average.
Average size
Uh,
human being.
yes. So yeah, before we get things started here, after that little messy intro, let's make sure you check out our Instagram and our Twitter to see previews of this podcast, some highlights, and Tyler explaining why we miss episodes sometimes.
Yeah. I
Right.
did do that. I totally forgot I did that. I remember doing that. Yeah, actually, I'm starting to get more active on the Twitter too. Mostly just retweeting some of my opinions specifically about what's going on in the league, mixed with some videos that I find on Twitter. So anything on Twitter, opinionated is mine. Anything on Instagram is kind of just clips regarding the podcast. You find Twitter, it's mostly my opinions though.
Yeah, I don't know how to use Twitter. I'm old school. Yeah,
He used to have Twitter back in the day.
so much older than Tyler. It's not even funny. Um,
It's like 6 months.
but 6 months. Yeah, but okay. So what do you got for our first topic?
So Brandon Ingram went off for 49 points. I don't know, I forget the rest of the stats, but it was like a 50-point game, uh, and just straight monstered it. And that mixed with, I mean, Lonzo had a bad game. He had an off game that particular day. He shot like 17%, but he had 13 assists. So
Was he looking like his dad? No, it wasn't looking that bad.
better for him.
Better.
Um, But yeah. So I think what are we looking at with I'm Zion, who we're going to talk about a little bit later. Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Drew Holiday, and Lonzo all starting to kind of fall together. Where are we looking at the Pelicans for next year? Not this year, but next
I
year.
was gonna say next year they'll probably be pretty decent as long as they don't lose too many pieces. You know how off seasons can get, like them re-signing and trading and all the fun messy crap. But
Yeah,
as of right now, they look like they can be a pretty solid team now that they're all coming together and figuring out how to work together.
I think
But
some
I
of
think it's
that
too late, too little, too late. You know what I mean?
for definitely for this season. I think some of what next season, the off season, the trades have to do is Zion's performance when he does return. Which again we'll get into a little bit later. I think a lot of what's going to happen this off season is kind of centric around how Zion performs when he gets back. So,
Yeah, Zion will be back in like 3 days when this podcast goes up, isn't he?
yeah, he comes back. Actually, that'll move us right swiftly into our next topic. Zion's slated return is set for the 22nd, which is 2 days from when you guys are seeing this. Wednesday, January 22nd. Unless something's changed, Zion is set to make his NBA regular season debut. Uh,
Yeah, I was saying 3 days because I thought he was returning Thursday for some reason, but no, you're right. It's the 22nd. Um,
so, super excited. I am a huge Zion fan. I have been since he was playing in high school. There are reaction videos on my YouTube channel about Zion. I love Zion, and he makes a return on the 22nd. And I'm just super excited to see him dunking on everybody. And his shots looking a little weird, but it always looked weird to be fair. It's Zion. He just got a
he's different.
he's got 100-inch vertical. He doesn't need to shoot a jumper. Um, So that's looking, and he's learned how to run and getting his kinetic chain better. So I'm kind of interested to see how that pans out for the Pelicans or Zion's return. I'm kind of interested to see how he does. What's your opinion on Zion returning?
I can't wait for it. I've been waiting. I've been waiting ever since first saw his first college game. I was like, this kid is going to be amazing when he finally gets to the pros. We haven't seen it yet. We've seen some summer. You get what I'm saying?
Summer league, some
Sorry
preseason.
about that.
You're good. Summer league, some preseason. He did like 11 points in a preseason game, and then he was kind of out for a while.
Yeah.
But
I think it's gonna be really entertaining once he comes back.
I read somewhere, and it's actually somewhere on our Twitter, is Zion preseason, because he did finish that part of the preseason, averaged like probably 18 or 19 points. It wasn't like anything insane. Like he wasn't doing like 6 or 30 points a game. Wasn't doing like Jordan numbers. But I guess really solid for a rookie coming into the league. But he was doing it on like 70% field goal.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That was the part that blew my mind. It was like 18 points and like 7.5 rebounds, but it was like 71% from the field. And I was like, what? That's insane. It blew my mind. I forget where that's at. I think it's somewhere. Well, it's definitely on our Twitter somewhere. But yeah, I'm excited for Zion. Next one, we're on the theme of the Pelicans, so we're just gonna wrap up the Pelicans. Lonzo, barring last night, these were his stats before I did get the stats. Or no, that was the end of the game. So this is his January stats: 15.8 points a game, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, 1.1 steals, and like 0.8 blocks for the month of January, since he's kind of like fully recovered from his ankles and all of his lower body problems that he's had since he got drafted. Lonzo All-Star next year?
Yeah, definitely.
You think if he can keep up this production, I think he could definitely be a bench All-Star player.
I think he's going to be decent once and having Zion will help too. Yeah, get those assist numbers up.
Definitely, that man's going to be walking double next year, both of them.
Like, did you see that alley-oop he threw? That was like 5 feet over the backboard.
Lonzo, yeah.
Like, what was that, bro?
Everybody has a bad pass. This happens.
Yeah, the caption on the video I seen was, he already thinks Zion's on the floor. If Zion can catch that pass.
Zion can catch anything, bro. I did see a video the other day. This is just kind of like off topic, a little bit of fun. Zion was falling asleep on the bench, and somebody captioned it. That's enough pregame jambalaya for Zion. And he starts and zones out. I thought that was funny, and I remember seeing I remember seeing a meme when he got drafted. Was like it was Zion, in normal shape, and then it was like Stanley from The Office, and it was like Zion a year after being in New Orleans.
New Orleans. It's not a hoe.
My bad.
I listened to another podcast, and he says New Orleans, and New Orleans fans yell at him about it. So
New Orleans.
Let's not take off any New Orleans fans.
Let's not. Next, I kind of want to get this one out of the way before we get into the last two topics. The last kind of cool. Kyrie is really ticking me off. So I'm a Nets fan, so I'm gonna say we signed Kyrie, or not signed. Yeah, we traded for him. What did we do? I forget. I think we signed him. We signed him. We traded D'Angelo and then we signed Kyrie. That's right. We traded D'Angelo for KD. I get that whole situation mixed up sometimes. We signed Kyrie, and I thought he was going to improve the squad. It's Kyrie. He's a walking bucket. I was more excited about KD, but I'm severely disappointed in Kyrie. I've said multiple times in this podcast about some of my disappointments with Kyrie Irving. But Kyrie talked trash about the rest of the Brooklyn Nets squad. He named off a handful of people like Jared Allen, Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, like a handful of people that like play that are starting, and he's like, these guys are good, and then like the rest of us just need to get better. And I was like, I don't know. There's so many benches that are worse that Kyrie's dealt with on the Cavs, and he's talking trash about the Nets. And you don't do that about your teammates. There's a lot
of bad benches in the league right now. Look at the Warriors bench. They're starting, and they're 9-22 or something.
My favorite bench in the league right now, because you look at the Warriors roster last year.
They're 10-32, I think. It's
the Warriors. Not good. The Warriors last year, their bench is who's starting now. So my laughter in that whole scenario is now, what is the Warriors bench this year? It's like the bench players, like the water boys of the NBA, are like the Warriors backups. But like,
I
there's so
heard if
many.
you go to the game and you pay $100, you can be a bench player.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna make my way to league. 10-day contract here. I come, baby. Um, when are they coming to Philly? What's up? Yeah. So I'm kind of salty about the whole Kyrie thing, but I don't know. I don't think he's gonna last too long in Brooklyn. I think he'll be gone in like a year or two. Definitely after the first season with KD, I think Kyrie's out of there.
Yeah, I don't know. KD's gonna have to really elevate that team if Kyrie wants to stay. But I don't think it's gonna happen, to be honest. KD's definitely good enough to elevate him, but like Kyrie's just, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Jackass.
He doesn't look like the same Kyrie.
He's not. He's flat Earth Kyrie now. He's psychedelic Kyrie now, and he's been that way for like at least 3 seasons now. Since he made it to the Celtics, he's been psychedelic Kyrie. I don't know what they gave him up in Boston, but it was nice. They must have gave him that good.
Man,
Move.
Boston players, dude.
Facts.
In football, you got cheating scandals in Boston. In hockey, you got their captain licking people. It's Brad Marchand, like literally was in an argument with somebody about this close to his face. So for some reason, he just goes, licks the guy in the face.
What?
This was
What?
like a year ago, 2 years ago. It was a long time ago, but it happened.
That's so strange.
And then you got the lead of the basketball team. Not anymore, but used to. Freaking talking about flat Earth and stuff. I think the air's thinner in Boston or something.
Air center. I believe that. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about Ja Morant, Rookie of the Year. What are we thinking? I have the rookie leaderboards pulled up for the race. Or you know what I mean by race.
Yeah, I got you.
So,
yeah, definitely. I don't know who else it could be. Like Zion at the beginning of the season seemed like the clear-cut favorite, but you miss half the season. That doesn't hurt. That doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't help your chances.
And that's the thing. Like, there's people like Kendrick Nunn is second place. He killed it in preseason. And he's a great backup guard. He's a very undersized guard, but he's a scorer. But he wasn't even like on the rookie list last year or last week. So they do last week and then not ranked. So he wasn't even on the rookie list last week, and now he's number 2. So that tells you the amount of talent that's like behind Ja Morant. Like Sekou Doumbouya, Jarrett Culver's all right, RJ Barrett, but like some of these guys that
something tells me Zion's going to be number 2 rather quickly.
That's what I'm thinking. Like a lot of these guys that it literally says last week not ranked. I think the rookie ladder is like 5 or 10 people. I just closed it out, so I can't take a look. But it says last week not ranked. So a lot of these people that weren't even ranked last week are now like number 2, number 4, number 5 on this list. So Ja Morant, in my opinion, clear cut, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one because who else could it be? To be honest,
unless Zion comes back and makes a hell of a run, it's Ja Morant. I
don't think Zion's going to be able to do it because he just missed too much time. I don't think they're going to give it to him for missing half the season.
No, probably not. Unless it's that good, like 30 points a game, I don't think they're giving it to him.
Unless they go undefeated the rest of the way. Like, and he's dropping 30 bombs, double-double at least every night. It's not going to happen.
He's definitely got average MVP numbers for him to get Rookie of the Year this year.
Yeah.
So the last topic here, I've been seeing this a lot. Again, this is something that's posted on our Twitter. I'm trying to plug our socials. You see this? Another thing that was posted on our Twitter, Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton's really DeAndre Ayton and Kelly Oubre are about the only help they have on the Suns. Do you think they can win? They're probably not going to do too hot. I don't think they're going to finish out this year. Well, I forget their exact record, but I just looked at it. Future. Should Devin Booker leave the Suns?
Man, I don't think he should leave the Suns because I think the Suns are a good organization for him. I think Phoenix is a good team to build around. I think he just needs to get somebody in Phoenix with him.
Well, Kelly Oubre is developing. DeAndre Ayton is developing as well. The Suns are 6-10 in the last 10, or 6-4 in the last 10, and they're 18-24 right now for ninth in the West. So it's not like they're absolute garbage, but Devin Booker's been there since he got drafted. So he's been there for 3-4 seasons already, and he's gotten no help. And he's gotten like 70-point games before. So when is the help going to kick in for Devin Booker? You know what I mean?
They have to figure it out eventually, right? I mean, come on.
Like I said, they got some developing talent, but they need somebody to kind of go in there and piece it all together. Like Devin Booker's good right now. So I can only imagine what happens when that kid hits his prime in like 5-6 years. Because keep in mind, he was 19 when he got drafted. So I can only imagine what's going to happen like when Devin Booker hits prime, 27, 28, 29, 30 years old. Kelly Oubre is getting, he's starting to hit his prime. DeAndre Ayton's got maybe a year or two. But it's going to take Kelly Oubre like a year to get to his prime. It's going to take DeAndre Ayton a year or two to get good. And then Devin Booker's there now. So they need another piece to kind of edge them out until everybody can kind of develop the way they should. I just don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah, they need to look at free agents this offseason because Devin can't do it alone. He needs somebody. He needs anybody. Like, any of the free agents that got signed this year would have done a great job with him in Phoenix. Because I think Devin Booker is one of those players that can elevate who's around him. So if
Definitely
you have
can.
if you have somebody that's already good, like it's the year of the duos, if he would have gotten somebody to be his duo, you know what I'm saying?
It definitely really is. You know what I think is helping them out this year? So I'm taking a look at their roster because I want to know. So like I said, Devin Booker kind of getting there. Kelly Oubre or Devin Booker's there. Kelly Oubre is getting there. DeAndre Ayton is getting there. Ricky Rubio is a great playmaker, and I think that's a great piece. They really do just need like
Rubio. Didn't he run for president a couple of years ago?
I can't stand you. They need somebody else. So like they don't have their bench. Their best bench player is probably Dario Saric or Mikal Bridges. And the only reason I know who Dario Saric is because he's on the 76ers when they made the run like 2-3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Like the only reason you know who Aaron Baines is, who's the backup center, is because John Morant almost ended his life. So like they don't have. I wonder if their problem is more like a bench struggle. Because I just looked at their starting roster and like Ricky Rubio is a good player. He helped lead the Jazz for years. Devin Booker's there, Kelly Oubre's getting there, and DeAndre Ayton's getting there. I wonder if they just need better bench to kind of round the team out.
That could be it.
Because they can, if Devin Booker's willing to hold on through all those bad years, he can definitely hold on for another year or two while the Oubre and Ayton get it together. All right, we've officially talked about my topics for 18 minutes, so let's wrap this section up and move on to your questions. Oh, by the way, before we get into that, I'm sorry if you guys, real quick, if you guys have any questions or any concerns or comments about the topics that we've already discussed so far in the podcast, leave them down in the comment section below. I figured out what happened with the disabling of comments. YouTube wants you to make sure, like, click a button to see if it's made for kids or not made for kids. And I didn't realize that. I did it on my main channel, but because I'm not on the back end of this YouTube so much, it already set it to made for kids, and that disables comments. So I went back and turned it off. So we have comments now.
I forgot to mention that to you because when I went to, like, you know how when you're watching YouTube, you swipe down and the little videos in the corner playing, like that was disabled too. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I figured that. With my main channel, I took notice to it right away, but I had no, I don't know. I'm so busy all the time. So it's fixed now. All the videos are marked not made for kids. So
okay. I was wondering why comments were disabled, but anyway.
Yeah, if you set not made for kids, you have to go and change the age restriction to not over 18. So everything's fixed now, and we're gonna stop talking about back end YouTube shit and start talking about basketball because that's what people are here for.
So just in case you were curious about why you couldn't comment before, now you can comment.
Any opinions? Leave them down there.
And, anyway, so I was gonna mention this last week, but we missed the podcast. So LeBron passed Michael in the all-time shots made. Is that right?
Okay.
Shots made. Can't remember because I'm wow.
You're
This down. Anyway, but guess what?
What?
What's your opinion on that?
It means nothing. LeBron's played 2 more years than Jordan.
Exactly. I took how many games he had played when he passed Michael. and I wrote that down, and I took how many games Michael finished his career with. You know how many extra games LeBron took?
How many?
162. That's
Oh,
2 full seasons.
yeah.
That's a baseball season is what that is.
that that adds up, doesn't it? Michael sat out for a baseball season. Yeah, no, it means nothing. Honestly, my conversation when it comes to who's the best player and even stats like that, you look at points leadership, based off points per game, not points in career. Like Kareem's still one of the best players, averaged amazing points per game, but Michael leads the league history in points per game. This is like, I mean, James Harden is probably gonna beat it, but like
Because
points per
dude's a freak. As long as you
right.
exclude playoffs, he's fine.
I think that definitely factors in. Points per game is kind of what I look at, and rings. You got to look at rings,
Yeah.
and like trophies and shit, like MVP.
If he didn't decide, hey, baseball is a good idea, he probably would have won 8 straight.
You know how many times I've heard that statement? Like I when I would hoop and talk about Jordan or whatever, they'd be like, "Yeah, I think Michael would have won 8 straight if he never." He would have, bro. He came back so he was gone for 2 years, but technically he was gone for a year and a half because that's how long baseball is. He came back in the playoffs of '94, I think. He won the 93, sat out 94, came back. He won 96, 97, 98. So he came back in 95 and they lost. But he literally came back in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, talk about like coming back and having to do work
A
right
little bit of
away.
rust, you know.
Yeah. So he would have won 8 straight, 100%.
If not, at least 7 out of 8.
And as far as the LeBron thing, I saw this thing the other day, and you're gonna laugh. LeBron's been to the finals what 8, 9 times?
I think it's 9 times, yeah.
I saw this thing, and I think you might have tagged me in it, or at least saw it. If you go to a girl's house 9 times and smash 3, and I go 6 times and smash all 6, who's the GOAT? And I thought that was because that's facts. You know what I mean? Like, you may go more than me, but like I'm more productive. That's messed up.
Well,
Anyways,
yeah, well, okay. That's quite a way to make the point. Glad this isn't for kids anymore.
I'm sorry. Continue on.
Okay, so Zach LaVine dropped a 40 bomb on Saturday night, 42 to be exact, shooting 61%. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you think this guy is ever going to get a team around him to be able to win, be productive?
When he had one, they traded him, so no.
No, you think Chicago's just flushing it down the toilet now, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like they have pieces, Wendell Carter Jr., Lowry Markkinen, however you want to say his name, that are getting better. But like when Zach LaVine was kind of getting there, like they traded Zach LaVine like a handful of other people for Jimmy Butler to the Timberwolves years ago, right? I really wonder what would happen if that team never did that and Zach LaVine was Zach LaVine now on the Timberwolves.
Zach LaVine and KAT would be a pretty good duo.
That's what I'm saying. And like Andrew Wiggins is all right. I also want to remind people that Zach LaVine, it was either a year or two ago. I don't remember off the top of my head. Zach LaVine was playing in the G League. I just want to point that out for everybody.
Zach LaVine's great.
He was in the G League to recover from an injury.
Heck, maybe he should go to Phoenix.
That would be a wonderful, wonderful team to watch.
I know we already touched on Kyrie a little bit, but
smack the flat earth out of him.
Round. Like, I don't think LaVine's ever going to get a team around him in Chicago either. I don't know what's happened since the 90s. It doesn't seem like Chicago knows how to build a team anymore.
They didn't know how to build a team back then either, to be fair. They just kind of hoped that, like, Pippen was drafted and Jordan was drafted. The one good signing they had was Dennis Rodman.
So they made one good signing and 2 good drafts, huh?
Yeah. Pippen got drafted in 87, Jordan got drafted in 84, and they kind of grew together.
The amount of knowledge you have before you were born is insane.
My dad was a Bulls fan.
I was.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right, so on to your Nets.
Yeah.
The Nets are 1-3 since Kyrie came back.
What?
And that's our 1-3 since Irving's return.
Irving needs to return back to the bench then. Get out of here. We're trying to win.
Deal with him, man. Like,
if I was GM, and I think I said this maybe 2-3 episodes, I'm trading Kyrie.
You're trading Kyrie to who? Phoenix?
Literally anybody. Yeah, give me Devin Booker. Come on. I'll take Kelly Oubre. Anything. We got Spencer Dinwiddie. Granted, he's a great six-man, so I'll maybe look for a different point guard. Goran Dragic would be a solid point guard. Ricky Rubio. Get a good point guard in there that's not so ball-dominant, somebody that actually swings the ball, not a pure scorer like Kyrie. So Dinwiddie can do his thing on the bench, because that man's a 20-point player, 20-point per game player off the bench. But get somebody in there to actually move the rock, because that's what we need. D'Angelo Russell. Trade him for D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah. Trade him back to Golden State.
Send Kyrie Irving.
Give us D'Angelo.
Send Kyrie Irving to Golden State right now. That way next year we can see him tank that team too, like he did the Celtics and the Nets.
KD would be so salty.
I don't care about KD. He needs to get his 25 a game and shut up.
Man, that's messed up. But overall, yeah, I think you guys have to trade Irving because I don't know, man. What's he like? It doesn't make any sense. Somebody that's that good, how do you bring the team down?
I don't know, because he creates players into something they're not. Like Karis LeVert isn't on the ball guy. Like he needs the ball somewhat. He can work off the ball. Jared Allen's a defender. But he creates people like Karis LeVert's a spot up shooter. Taurean Prince is a spot up shooter now. That's not the players they are, and that's kind of what Kyrie. Like I remember watching a game where Kyrie and Dinwiddie were on the floor at the same time, and Dinwiddie just kind of messed around on the wing. Dinwiddie is a ball hand. He's a clutch last second shot guy. And I don't know what Kyrie's doing, but he does this all the time.
So you're saying maybe when KD comes back, it'll be better because it'll be KD's team. It won't be Kyrie's team.
Maybe. We'll see. I just know having KD on the wing when Kyrie comes back, because KD can kind of play that spot up shooter role, but KD's that good. He takes the attention off everybody else. Kyrie's good enough to take attention off everybody, but not as much as KD's gonna. So I guess we'll see. I don't know. I think Kyrie's done in a year or two from the Nets, anyways. He's a toxic ball handler.
I hope you're not right, because I think the NBA will be better if Brooklyn's better. But
if KD stays, that's all that matters. Brooklyn will be better with KD. Brooklyn's getting better now. Jared Allen, Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert is back from injury and killing it. We're better now. Kyrie is not helping our scenario.
Good point. Hey, remember a couple years ago when you only won 13 games or something?
Yeah, I was pissed. But show us where Kyrie's helping us.
In the losses column.
Right, he's trying to get us back to 13 wins, and I'm not with it. He's going to lose so much that we start losing W's. Because I know we got more than 13.
Yeah, man. All right. Let's move into the next one. So, the triple-double record is 181 triple-doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who has second place right now?
Oscar Robertson or Russell Westbrook?
Westbrook has 145. You think he's going to break the record before he retires?
Not while he's on Harden's team.
Yeah, I figured that much.
not while he's on Harden's team. If he was still on OKC, he'd probably be done the end of the season. But not while he's on James Harden's team. It's not happening.
Yeah, I think they need it. I don't know, man.
I think they're a great team, but I don't think Westbrook can be triple-double Westbrook on Harden's team. They're a good team. Don't get me wrong. Clint Capella, PJ Tucker, they have pieces, and they're gonna make the playoffs because James Harden can drag any team to the playoffs. James Harden could drag the Bulls minus Zach LaVine to the playoffs right now. Take Zach LaVine out of the picture and drag them with him.
James Harden's field goal percentage is really down in 2020 so far. I think it was 20% or something.
He'll make the playoff. Here you go. Here's a better one. James Harden could drag the Warriors minus D'Angelo Russell with everybody on the bench, right? All the injured people. could drag the Warriors to the playoffs. Like, if he got traded right now, they would make the playoffs.
Ooh, I don't think I'd want to see that team next year, though.
But if James Harden made that team, 100% could make the playoffs.
Harden, KD, Seth. Ugh. Did I say Seth? Steph.
You said Seth, and you also said KD, even though he's not on that team anymore.
I meant
Clay.
There's
But
a
I think
in there. Well, man, I'm out of it, bro.
you're good. I think Harden can drag any team to the playoffs. I don't think Westbrook's going to hit that triple-double, though, while he's on Harden's team. If he was off, I think he'd be fine.
Do you know how many triple-doubles our boy Luka has?
You just told me this, didn't you? Is it 2022?
20. It's 20.
20? That's crazy. And he's only 2 years in.
He's a monster. He has 12 this season. And he missed games.
And he missed games.
I think he only missed like 4 or 5 games, but still, that's an opportunity for 4 or 5 more triple doubles.
But he's got 12 in 40 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's still amazing.
It's pretty good, man. I think Luka is going to break some records because isn't he only like 20?
He's young, yeah. He got drafted at 18, or he got drafted at 17 because he played overseas professional basketball. He played on the Slovenian national team.
Yeah, man, that's insane, dude. Can you imagine being 17 and signing a contract like that?
Dude, I want to point out that he played at like 15 against I don't know, the Slovenian national team played against an NBA team, and I forget the name of the team, but he played against like NBA players already. And I mean, he's obviously played against Team USA as well, but he's been doing this for a very long time.
Man, I love Luka. Yeah, and
once in a lifetime talent.
Talking about this before we started recording the podcast. His home road split isn't that big of a deal. He's got 11 triple doubles at home and 9 on the road.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's not even that noticeable, which tells you something though. Like if those 9 on the road are W's, then his team's stepping up. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to go out and carry like KP stepping up or pick somebody and they're just doing better.
Yeah, and I think Porzingis has missed the past couple games too, hasn't he?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with the Mavericks too well. I've been trying to lessen on my Luka knowledge because I feel like we talk about him too much.
I mean,
he's good. Nothing.
Speaking of which, my last question is, who would you vote for as your 2019-2020 MVP?
That's tough. Not Kyrie.
Not Kyrie.
Honestly, Luka gives a good argument. Inside my soul, I don't want to say Luka because of how young he is, but I feel like that shouldn't dictate who wins MVP.
My one problem with saying Luka's MVP is the 4 or 5 games he missed, they won 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them.
Or he doesn't have to drag a team, but an MVP doesn't always have to be somebody that drug a team. I mean, like Steph won unanimous MVP 2 years in a row, didn't have to carry a team. He had Klay Thompson.
You make a good point. I was sorry.
Here's the actual
NFL involved. You know what I mean? Like where?
That's fair. Here's the actual list of. There's 3 people that I would consider for MVP right now. 5. I'll give you 5. Okay.
5. Your Fab 5.
What?
Your Fab 5.
No, please stop now while you're ahead.
Anthony
Davis.
5.
Anthony Davis. I'm just gonna keep talking and ignore you. Giannis, LeBron, Kawhi, Luka. I think those are 5 people.
The problem with LeBron and AD is how are you gonna have 2 people running for MVP on the same team? Like, are they
running doesn't mean they win.
How valuable are they if the other person is doing it too? Like,
you gotta look at the games where they're both out, and you gotta look at numbers. Like, I think an MVP should be a numbers thing, not necessarily like look at their points per game. Like,
question: what does MVP stand for?
Most valuable player. Bro, that doesn't mean LeBron can't be the most valuable player on a team with Anthony Davis on it. He can still be the best player on the team. And LeBron, is probably the second best player on the team.
I'd argue that Giannis is the most valuable player because what are they doing without Giannis?
Hopefully, praying to God that Chris Middleton gets better quick.
Yeah.
That's about it. No, like I said, Giannis, AD, LeBron, Kawhi, and but I think you know what? If we're gonna use that logic where it can only be like one person per team, then let's cut AD out because AD, LeBron's probably the best player on the team still. Kawhi still in there, Giannis still in there, James Harden, and Luka. Harden still has to have an argument for MVP.
Yeah, Harden's dropping 20 points not to be considered for MVP. Not all games, but most games.
But he definitely has. If Russell Westbrook wasn't on that team, he definitely has the team that he needs to carry for sure. You know what I think would be good for that team?
What's that?
They've been trying to put good point guards around James Harden. I think they need to stop. Like they had Chris Paul. That didn't go well. They had Russell Westbrook. A wing.
A wing.
Look, let me rattle off a makeshift version in my head of what their starting lineup is because I don't know it because the 3 and the 4 guard change all the time. I'll give you their starting 4 because I don't know what they would do for power forward. They have Russell Westbrook, right? At the 1, James Harden at the 2, Clint Capella at the 5, right?
Yeah.
PJ Tucker. Bro, what? They don't have a good wing. Like PJ Tucker can shoot.
I mean, they're yeah.
But like they keep trying to stick good guards around Harden. What they should do, Harden played point guard for a season and killed it.
Did he?
Yeah. Like 30, 39 and 9. No, it was on the Rockets. Like the year before Chris Paul got there.
Right.
Like 35, 99. So like make James Harden a point guard again. You can find a shooting guard that can shoot threes anywhere. They're a dime a dozen nowadays. But find a good wing player that can make plays for you. Then maybe they can round the team out. They keep trying to stick a good point guard for James Harden, not realizing that he could be that point guard. He has Westbrook on his team and is still the point guard. So it doesn't change anything.
I don't know if he doesn't want to make the switch or something, but that's when the coach needs to step in and be like, you have to play this position.
I can see like certain restrictions. Like I wouldn't want KD playing point guard. But like KD had a hard time. He had to play center for the Warriors for a little bit. I could see like that being an issue because KD is like honestly he's a little too tall to be the shooting guard, but he's a 3 or 4. But he had to play center, and he played center so they could win a championship.
And KD was playing in the 5. That was pretty scary because they had Steph, Clay, Draymond, KD. Mind blanking here. Help me out.
I forget his name too. Don't worry. But they had so many good players on that squad. Like stepping that far out, it's not like they're asking James Harden to play power forward. Like, do you know PJ Tucker was drafted as a shooting guard?
I had no idea.
You know he started games at power forward in his career.
Doesn't surprise me.
He's 6'6". 6'6". Jared Dudley, who's on the Lakers right now as a power forward, started as a point guard. Shout out to Magic Johnson, 6'9", has played point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center at some point in his career. Did you know that?
News to me.
Right.
Wow.
So James Harden, just play point guard, guy. Just play point guard.
I feel like you played all 5 at some point or another.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Pick up.
I refuse to play shooting guard. I can't stand in the corner and just shoot. I refuse.
Ball hog.
Facts. So I need the ball in my hand. I'm a ball dominant player. We played 1-on-1 and I scored 10 points. And I just gave you the ball so you can give it back to me. The whole point of me giving it to you was so I can move and run a little bit faster. No offense. We won. What's the problem? You hit the game winner. No. Is that your last question?
Yeah, that's my last one.
Okay, let's move on to predictions. We're sitting at like 40 minutes now. Predictions, I will keep track of them for next week. The last one was January 6th, so it was like 2 weeks ago.
Write it down.
76ers and Nets.
76ers versus the Nets. Kyrie playing?
Probably.
76ers going to win. Let's go with Ben Simmons.
He's been killing it. I'll give you credit on Ben Simmons.
Let's go. Ben Simmons. Who are you gonna go with?
Well, who's leading scorer for the Nets?
Kyrie.
That's probably true. I'm actually gonna say the Nets because I have to. I'm contractually obligated by my soul. And all of the jerseys I have in my closet say I have to go with the Nets. I'm going to say
Even though
Embiid.
all your jerseys don't play for the Nets anymore?
Are we going to have a problem?
Maybe.
Embiid, and I'm going to say Dinwiddie, actually.
Dinwiddie?
Yeah. You know, there's a video on my YouTube channel from 2016 where I called him Dinwiddle because I couldn't tell the difference between the I and the L on 2K because it was just so smudged together. I called him Dinwiddle in a video in like 2016 because I was like, I don't know who this guy is. I was playing my team, or not my team. I was playing I was playing my team, and he's on the other team. I'm like, Dinwiddle.
It's okay. You were 18. You were stupid. It's fine.
I was 19. Fuck off.
I'm trying to help you out here, bro.
Raptors Spurs.
I don't know. Raptors gave it to us last time.
Did you say the Raptors gave it to us last time?
Spurs.
You're not feeling too well, are you?
No, I'm not. See, I still can't process that DeRozan isn't.
Move your head to the right a little bit so we can see the jersey. What's up?
But DeRozan's gonna be the leading scorer. Raptors are gonna win. I'm gonna go Pascal this time.
DeRozan, Raptors, Pascal, DeRozan. I'm going to say the Spurs because they're on a tear. I'm going to say Pascal as well, and DeRozan as well. DeRozan. Next, Lakers and Nets.
Lakers, Nets. Man, we getting a lot of Nets games in here.
There's another Raptors game, don't worry. There's only 2 games that aren't us related because we have good games this week.
Lakers are going to get that dub. We're going to go with AD. And I'll go with Dinwiddie as well.
I can't stand you. I should have never told you that. I'm going to say Nets. I'm going to say LeBron and Kyrie.
Oh, no.
I feel like they're going to go at it, and I'm very excited for that. All right, next, 76ers Rappers.
Rappers? So
I threw the T in there.
I'm going to go with Eminem. Eminem is going to do a double-double.
No. Ice Cube. Last week he messed around and got a triple-double, so you got to understand. Raptors, Lakers.
As long as it's not Vanilla Ice, we're good.
Raptors and 76ers. I'm sorry, I just said the Raptors, Lakers. It's been a long week.
Lowry.
Are you saying Raptors?
Yeah, Raptor. Is that even a question?
I don't know, it's 76ers.
I know you are because you can think logically here. Can you think logically when the Nets are playing? See, I got to go with the Raptors, bro. So Lowry, Raptors, and Tobias?
Harris. All right. I'm proud of you for switching it up. I'm going to go 76ers, Embiid, and I'm going to agree with you on Lowry as well.
Look at you going Embiid 2 games in a row.
He's honestly a monster, and I'm waiting for him to be the monster he is. All right. The games that are off us, Lakers, Celtics. Not a lot of cool Clippers games this week, I'll be honest.
You said Lakers, Celtics?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Blanked out for a sec. I'm going to go with... Man. I don't know. Let's just go Celtics. Tatum? Tatum. And... LeBron.
Actually, that's exactly what I said. I already have it written down. I'm agreeing with you 100%. Celtics, LeBron, Tatum.
Nice. Yeah.
I think that might be a Putback podcast first.
Agreeing. Woo!
First time for everything. Last game, and these are both upcoming teams that I'm loving so much. The New Orleans. Yeah, said that right at the time? New Orleans.
Yes, good job. Proud of you.
Pelicans versus the Memphis Grizzlies.
Ooh.
Ja Morant, Jonas Valanciunas, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram. That's tough. I gotta say I gotta say Grizzlies. I'm gonna say Morant, and I'm gonna say Lonzo because I feel like he's gonna cash out.
What day is that?
Hurt my elbow. I don't remember. Why does his jump shot hurt so much? He doesn't even shoot like that anymore. He shoots like this, from like this side of his head. But I just cocked it and fucking whipped my arm, and that hurt like a mo. Ow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go Grizzlies. Morant, is it?
Yeah, Ja Morant.
Yeah. And then Ingram.
BI, got you. And we will see you guys next week with those prediction updates as well. I think that about wraps it up for our episode, though.
And if you guys want to play along with us, you can go ahead and drop your predictions down below as well.
Yes, sir. Drop them down in the comments. I keep forgetting that the outro is my part. The intro is his part. Go follow us on all social medias. Instagram and Twitter both get NBA videos posted to it occasionally. Again, Twitter's very opinionated on my end. But what I try to do with the Instagram is I'll pick one topic that are going to be my conversation pieces for next week, and that'll get posted around Wednesday. And same thing with Friday as well. And then you guys see highlights or pre-highlights, whatever it is, Sunday night when we record. So yeah, drop us down in the comment section below if you guys want to play along with predictions. Leave any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the topics that we've talked about or something you want to see us talk about in future episodes. And as always, that's subscribe. Turn the
Putback Podcast.
Turn the notification bell on. This has been Putback Podcast. My name is Tyler. This is
Cole.
Peace out, y'all.
We need to get an outro.
I'm gonna keep that in there.